It's 3 o'clock Tuesday afternoon, and we are live from Las Vegas at the brand new VegasAllNetRadio.com, and it's time for Stars of the VNR. Here are your hosts, Mr. Aaron Phillips, Mr. Ricky Cash, Mr. John J. Pay Styles. Guys?
Good afternoon, everybody in the listening world. It is Tuesday afternoon, as Bobcat said, 3 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time here in the beautiful city of Las Vegas, Nevada. I am Aaron Phillips, at least that's what everybody tells me, so I have to believe them because I think it's true. Joined by my host partners, Mr. Ricky Cash, John J. Peg Styles. Gents, how we doing today?
Real good.
After our newfound TV stardom yesterday.
That was so much fun.
Wasn't that fun yesterday?
That was so much fun.
I actually had to move the crowds
yes,
out of the way to get in here.
The red carpets was lined, and we had to have security parting the seas for us today. Mr. Bobcat, how are you, sir?
You better behave yourselves today, gentlemen.
No,
Corey Taylor's here today.
I know. Our host today in the Spotlight Hot Seat is the infamous and one of probably the highest. Is it the highest?
Most of the
it's
time.
It's one or two. Always flip-flops, right? One or two. The most listened to show here on Vegas All-Net Radio is a little teeny-weeny show. No, it's not little teeny-weeny. It's big show. Corey Taylor Talks. We're delighted today to have in the hot seat the host herself, Miss Corey Taylor. How are you?
I am so good. Thank you so much for having me.
Our pleasure. I asked Corey before we came into the studio if she's ready to have the script flipped on her today. Because she's used to asking all the questions and being in charge.
You know, I've dubbed her the princess
Absolutely.
of VANR because she really is. I mean,
no question.
We have some great older and I don't
experienced
women who have shows here and some really beautiful people, but we only have one teenager.
Yes.
Oh.
That is true.
And she's still a teenager until
absolutely.
And she's got at least 2 years before you hit that.
Yeah, I think about 2 years. Yeah, that sounds right. I'm not good at math though. So.
Now the article which I'll reference here in a little bit. At the time, you were 16.
Yeah.
So you're hitting what? You're 17, 18 now?
Yeah, I'm almost 18. Well, in a few months.
In a few months. All right. So she's getting there.
Yeah.
So she's got probably the most successful radio show, okay? And she can't drink yet. I mean, especially in Las Vegas.
And she's one of the scariest clowns I've ever
seen.
absolutely.
We'll talk about that too. Yeah, acting is her passion.
Whoa.
We'll talk about that. See, I'm the scary and horror movies is not my genre. If I want to get that scared, I just look at my checking account balance every couple of days. That sends me over the edge. You too? See, I'm in good company. But I did see the trailer. And it scared the bejesus out of me, but we'll talk about the movie.
I don't like clowns.
Well, you're not going to like them any less after watching this. So we're very proud to have Corey on the show today. And actually, if you listen back in May, I believe Mr. Cash had Corey on Vegas Unwrapped when I was out of town as one of the guest hosts, right?
No question about it. She did a great job. And, I tried to get her mom to come into the studio that night, and she wouldn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
She wouldn't, and I thought
your reputation precedes
you. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, I'm not going to, kidnap her. I was just going to talk to her, So.
I came up with a new name for your mom, by the way.
Oh.
I said it to you. I don't know if you caught it when you were sitting in the green room.
No.
She's your momager.
Oh yes, that's what we always say.
Oh, you call her that?
Yeah.
I never heard that before, and I'm sitting in the office. I'm like, how about a momager?
Maybe you're a mind reader.
I love it. Well, people say I have the gift.
There it is.
There it is. There's the gift right there. Susie Ray said I have the gift.
In fact, if it pulses a little, you're right on it.
I know, exactly. That means I'm alive, too. So your momager's working today.
Yes,
so she's not with us. She's not with us today, but that's okay. We got just you now. Now we just have Corey. No holds barred.
That means we can delve into the deep inner thoughts.
So any boyfriends?
No, not at the time.
You probably, based on the guests that I've seen on your show, and I've heard your reaction to many of them, you probably have a long list of boyfriends out of your guests you probably would like to have.
I wish.
Okay, see, the wish list is always big.
That's true. I got all of One Direction on there.
There you go.
We're killing her right away.
I know, absolutely. Well, like we said, she's
Wait
in
till
the.
she gets to the question.
I know. Well, I've had to alter a couple of. I won't alter a couple of them. Yeah, I'll alter them at the end.
Well,
so
that's good.
All right, so you know what, Corey? For those who, and I can't imagine there's that many who don't know who you are, let's share a little background about are you from Vegas? Where you're from? What you like? All that sort of stuff. Let's give our listeners a little basic about who you are.
Take it from the beginning.
Oh, the beginning. Well, I was born on December 26, 1997
Okay.
in Vegas. But first of all, I want to say thank you guys so much for having me on. It
it's our
truly is an
pleasure.
honor, and you guys are the best. So thank you for doing that. But, okay, so I was born on December 26th. I was born and raised in Vegas, and I really do. I love Vegas. The only problem is not a lot of people look at it as a regular town. Like, they think it's
Right.
just a tourist attraction and stuff. But there's millions of people living here. It's a
Right.
whole big community. And I really started getting into the film community when I was probably at the age of 11.
Okay.
And I started really loving films and everything. And then I got into radio here, and I absolutely love it. And film and radio are just my absolute top priorities right now. And I'm in high school, and I'm also in like a college high school program. So I'm actually taking classes at CSN.
Okay.
But I am technically a high school student, and I am very excited to graduate this May. I'm not going to lie.
I've yet to meet someone in high school who's never not been excited to graduate. So
I know a few, and it's like, really? I just can't wait to get out. But no, and I absolutely love this station. I love being on Vegas On Net Radio, and it's just the best here. So.
we love having you.
Does your future include college or education beyond high school?
Right now, I'm just focusing on getting my associates. If I wanted to, I could technically get my associates the same time I graduate, but that's just too much work for me right now. So I think a year after I graduate, I'll have my associates then, and then I really want to get into communications and stuff besides my acting and radio, of course.
You have anything there, John?
Not yet. Okay. I'm biding my time.
Oh, okay.
I'm waiting for the appropriate time.
Okay, gotcha. So let's go back to some. There's three things you said that I want to kind of delve a little deeper into.
Okay.
Number one, you said at the age of 11,
Yeah.
you decided that you got the acting bug. How did that come about?
Well, I always did theater when I was little. My mom was always really into singing. She performed all over Vegas.
Okay.
And my sister was into dancing. And when my mom was little, she ran a performance group, and it was me and my sister, and we performed all over Vegas and stuff. And then I kind of realized I'm not the best singer. But it's fun. I loved it. I can perform. I can't sing, though. And but then I got involved in the film community by doing a 48-hour film project,
Okay.
which is actually what I just did again this year.
Okay.
And I got in with VDE Films. They were an absolutely amazing team. They were probably one of the best people I could have ever started filming with. And they were so kind and understanding, and I had a theater background, so I overacted a little bit back then. And now I realize you need to be normal and stuff like that. So, but then I really just love
Hold on
film
here.
acting.
Be normal to act crazy.
Yes.
That's cool.
As a teenager. And a
hey,
teenager
hey.
to boot, too.
Yeah.
So you have a sister.
Yes, I
That's
do.
new. We
Yeah, we
didn't
didn't
know
know
that.
Yeah, she's 26 and she's actually engaged, which is really cool. So she just got engaged, and I'm really happy for her.
When she get married?
In December, I believe.
This upcoming December?
Yes.
Nice.
We'll expect invitations, No, just kidding.
Is she here in town?
Yes,
still?
she is. Yeah, she's in Vegas.
Very nice.
Question number 2 that I caught out of your introduction. How did you get into radio?
Well, actually,
And why radio, for that matter?
I was a guest on someone's radio show here, and the people came up to me, the producers at the time, came up to me, and they basically offered me my own radio show. And it's a lot of commitment, as you guys know.
Yeah.
And luckily, I did have my mom at the time. Or I have her all
Well, you
the
have
time.
her all the time.
Yes. Luckily, I had her, and she was able to help me with everything.
Okay.
So without her, I couldn't do anything. And she's the ultimate momager.
That's right. That's right. When obviously we're passionate about all the shows that we do, and we follow all the shows, and we listen to all the shows, and your show precedes us, which we're thankful for, because I think we get a little bit of carryover from your audience into the craziness that we do.
Thank you.
Through Corey's help, she constantly tells everybody to stay tuned for Vegas Unwrapped.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
the crazies.
But and your mom is very involved in chatting with her and helping set up your guests and everything else. Question number 3 was, you mentioned that you go to high school and you're in a different, talk about that. What school do you go to? What's the academic structure?
Yeah, I go to Nevada State High School, and I'm actually really lucky because there's another program that's very similar to it, but you have to take high school classes and college classes, so it's double the amount of work. But what I'm taking is, I think I only have to take 2 technical high school classes, and even then they're really not really high school classes, and all the rest is college classes.
Gotcha.
So I get dual credit, and I get to take all college classes, get all my credits built up for free. So it's really an amazing
So how many
thing.
college credits do you already have?
Oh goodness, I think I have like 20 or something
Really?
like that. Yeah.
Wow.
She's
Wow.
almost halfway.
I was
going to
say,
associates.
it's like 60. Is it? Oh, what,
60.
was it 40 or something for associates?
60.
Yeah,
I thought
so
60.
around-
Oh, it's 120 for
Yeah.
Bachelor of Science.
bachelor's,
Yeah.
yeah.
God, I remember those. Jeez.
No, I still
I
get
have a
confused.
BS degree.
Yeah, you sure do.
We
They don't
know
have
that.
degrees for what you have in BS.
Yeah, we know that.
They
Just
have-
watch yesterday's performance.
That's right. They have crownings for that kind of degree. Okay, so your classes are through Nevada. What is it, Nevada?
Nevada State High School, but
Okay.
it's actually at CSN.
Through CSN,
Yeah.
and is that the which location?
I go to Charleston, but right
Okay.
now I'm doing all online classes.
Oh, okay.
Because I think it's just easier
Sure,
with my
sure,
schedule and everything.
Sure.
So yeah.
Okay, Mom, help you with schooling and all.
I wish. I wish. Sometimes I ask her for help, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know." So no, it's pretty much just me.
There you go.
It's the modern technology.
Yeah.
You know, you don't go to school anymore. You do
Yeah.
everything online
Oh,
or
yeah,
at
they-
home. And
I've seen the ads on TV for
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, no question
going to high
about
school
it.
and
High school online, college courses online at any time. I mean, it's crazy what,
you know,
what
it's
you can do.
and it's what's making the appearance of our high school education not look as good, quite frankly, because a lot of the better students or those who are serious about it are doing it on their own rather than through the schools. So I think if you added up everything together, we would not be 50th.
That's true.
Yeah.
So dare I ask what your grade point average is?
Oh, it's like a 3.72 or something.
Really?
So it's pretty high.
Yes, it is.
I mean, every now and then it drops,
I rest
but
my
it's never
case.
been below a 3.0. So
That's good. That's good.
I'm very honored. By
And
that.
and on the courses you've taken for the college classes, what kind of grade point average you carrying with those?
I think they're a little bit more weighted. So I think they're like 3.52, but
Okay.
in the high school they're like
3.7,
3.72.
3.52.
Yeah.
I couldn't add up all my GPAs and get to that number.
3.5 is about as high as I go in the swimming pool.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
3.5.
Exactly.
Right?
So your high school diploma is going to be in like what, college preparation? I mean, what courses are you taking to finish up your high school as you're going into college? Because you said you want to take communication.
Yeah, right now I think it's just a regular basic
Okay.
high school diploma, but I do want to go for a communications.
So what
degree.
classes have you taken so far through CSN?
Well, I haven't taken any specialized classes.
All
right
the
now.
general
I'm just doing
stuff?
yeah, exactly,
Math,
the
English.
general. But this semester I'm taking Com 101, which will be interesting.
Very
so
good.
I'm excited about that.
Well, if I had my 4 years of college to do all over again, I would have gone into communications.
Yeah.
I have a degree in mathematics. I could add, subtract, multiply, and divide and tell you why the letter E is better than the letter A in Wheel of Fortune. That and $5 buys you a cup of coffee at Starbucks.
Oh.
You know, so.
Well, that's
Follow
very
your heart.
impressive
How'd
to me.
this become about your education, man?
Well, hey, listen.
No, listen, math is like impressive because that is my absolute worst subject. So I think that's amazing.
Just follow your passion for what you want to do and do it right the first
The
time.
the math will take care of itself.
Right, exactly.
The dollars will
just keep adding up.
There you go.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
you can
Oh, there you
hire
go.
somebody to do the math for you then.
There you go. That's right.
Aaron, you up?
No, not me, not me. We'll get you Larissa. She'll help you manage the money side of your fortune. So, all right, we're going to step aside for our first break here, gentlemen. Is that all right?
Yeah, it
Works
sounds
for
great.
me.
John has had so much to say and ask this first segment, so I want to make
I'm
sure.
saving it.
Okay,
I'm
all right,
saving
very
it.
good. All right,
Just wait.
You
Just
may
wait.
regret what
You're,
you wished for.
you're listening to Stars of VANR here on the all-new VegasAllNetRadio.com. Corey Taylor from Corey Taylor Talks, which airs on this very station every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. right here on this very station. As I said, don't go anywhere. More with Corey right after this. All right, welcome back to Stars of VANR. We're sitting here chatting with Corey Taylor of Corey Taylor Talks.
The princess.
The princess.
The scary clown.
January 2014, Las Vegas Weekly Magazine Let's see if I can kind of get it somewhere over there. Did an article, had an issue, 14 people to watch in 2014, and the sub headline says Teenage Trailblazers, Catalyst for Change, and a guy who wants to develop the moon. Teenage Trailblazers. At the time, obviously, Corey was just a few years younger than she's already disclosed. But here, John, I don't know if you want to hold that, if you can hold that up in front of the camera, but Corey was listed as one of the 14 most influential people expected in the year 2014. How did that make you feel when you were nominated for that?
That was really, really cool because everyone knows Las Vegas Weekly.
Sure.
Everyone knows the Weekly. And they actually approached me and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely. And we didn't know what it would be about. And when we did the interview and the photo shoot and everything, they were so cool. And then they said, you're going to be in the 14 people to watch for in 2014, and we're like, oh my gosh, like that was just insanity. Like it was so cool to do.
Now, do your friends and people that you socialize with, do they treat you any differently because you're in an article, you're a radio star, you're a movie star? I mean, tell us about your relationship with your friends. They've got to look at you a little differently.
I gotta say, I have really, really good friends. I try to surround myself with more positive people and stuff that they don't treat me any differently because of anything, and I'm just regular old Corey to them, and I think that's really cool because I don't feel special at all, so they keep me grounded, I'm sure. And they're all really cool, and they help promote my show and everything, so I owe them a lot of stuff.
But have you periscoped yet?
I tried once, and I was so confused by it that I just stopped because I was so confused by the whole thing. So,
you know, you surround yourself with positive people, and of course, obviously, you can't get a better system to work towards your future. But I'm sure, you know, we all have, and I imagine you have as well, come into contact with people that are negative, people,
of course, yeah.
haters, as they are, isn't that they use that word still?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
We have that question. Tell us about how you've dealt with any type of haters.
Well, I always try to say haters are my motivators, but of course it's more difficult to have haters and stuff. And I used to get bullied really bad when I was little. And one day my mom just basically sat me down and she was like, you really have to think about it. If someone's constantly harassing you and always picking on you and everything, there has to be something truly wrong in their life, and they just want to bring everybody down with them. So you have to actually almost feel sorry for the bully. And I don't mean let them continue on and everything. If it gets out of hand, absolutely tell an adult and everything. But I just try to look at it as the other way. Like, I almost feel bad for them, and I just don't look at it. And I do surround myself with positive people, and I don't even pay attention to them anymore. You just can't pay attention to them and just have to live your own life and stuff. That's what I always say. But, of course, it's a lot easier said than done. And bullying and suicide, I think suicide is the #1 cause of death for teenagers, which is horrifying, and it's all due to bullying usually, and it's just unbelievable, and it really needs to stop. So
now, that was the basis of your show being launched, was it not?
Yes,
Let's
it
talk
was
about it.
actually, because I think bullying is I think it's one of the biggest epidemics, and I think it's horrible, and I think if we really try to stop bullying as much as we possibly can, I think the world will be such a better place. I think if we just realize, like, wow, I'm so mean to everyone, there must be something wrong with me, and get help for them and stuff like that, and actually reflect on yourself and say, what's wrong, what's going on in my life that makes me do this, and just don't pay attention if someone keeps on bullying you and stuff. Just leave it alone. It's not going to affect your life forever. So,
like most people that are positive, they want to give back. That's what they do. Yeah. And Corey, I know you and your mom and your show has used your show to give back to the community, different aspects, I'm sure, you know, different charities or whatever. Because I know you've also participated in events that we have, and tell us a little bit about how you like doing those kind of things.
Well, I always think giving back is one of the most important things, because I have been so blessed with my life, and I'm not the richest person in the world. I have a lot of financial issues, and I have a lot of different other issues. But
You're a teenager, of course you do.
But I always say life can be so much worse, and there are people who have it so much worse than I do. And I especially deal with a lot of teen homelessness issues and stuff like that, because I think there's 3,000 kids that in Vegas alone that are homeless, which is
3,000 too many.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And so I work a lot with them. I even did a movie basically called Project 3000, and I interviewed a lot of homeless teens and stuff, and that will be coming out soon. And it's a horrible thing, but I do love giving back, and I try to give back in every way I can. I volunteer with Shop with a Cop sometimes and stuff, so I do all different things like that.
It's great.
Throughout history, most of the positive change in the world has come from young people. This is a perfect example. So
Thank
you guys out there should be listening to Corey's show, and maybe we can learn something from her.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
No surprise that it's been, even before we got here, guys, or at least as long as we've been on the station,
Right.
Corey has been in the top 3 shows week in, week out, with literally thousands of downloads. Now, we tell everybody we have thousands of downloads, but Corey...
90,000.
Right, but Corey has literally thousands of downloads for her shows.
Right.
Thank you.
And, has a great following. Tell us a little bit about your interests. I know, obviously, the movies and music, because you seem to know everything about what's going on out there in today's day and age. But from your perspective and your age, I'd like to know, what are some of the movies that really intrigue you, and some of the music that you like?
You're stealing the questions.
Not really. I want her to give a real broad. You're going to give specific. I wanted to get into a little bit broader.
Well, I gotta say, I hate to say this, I'm like the typical teenage girl. Like, I love pop music. One Direction's my favorite band.
We've heard about that.
My favorite movie, and I hate to admit this, is Breaking Dawn Part 2, which is just horrible. I know, but I don't care. I love it. And so I just kind of am a typical teenage girl, but I'm just having fun. I love Disney. I love princesses, which is why I was so excited when you named me the princess and stuff.
Amazing.
But I think that's why I really love doing the show too, is because I am just a normal teen, and I think a lot of people can relate to that too. I'm not into like all these fancy films and stuff. I haven't seen half of the movies nominated for Oscars and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of what makes people gravitate towards me a little more. Is just, I am just typical. You can talk to me, approach me however you want. Like, I'm just completely fine. So I think that's what's cool about it, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
You may not realize it, but you probably have a career in counseling and therapy.
Okay, so let's get to some cool stuff here. You had mentioned at one point on one of our other shows about how much you like horror films.
Yeah.
And you are involved in horror films. So your latest is Ascension?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's where, I mean, who came up with the makeup and the thing that you wear in that film?
Well, it was actually for the 48-hour film project, which is what got me into acting in the first place on film. And I love doing it every year. It's just a blast, but it's a lot of craziness. And so what you have to do is you draw a genre from a hat, and whatever genre you get, you have to work with. And we got Film de Femme, which is a strong female lead, for those who don't know. And so we were like, this is cool, what can we do? And the director I work with, he usually loves doing horror films. That's like his main thing. He's called the King of Horror. So I'm the princess, I guess. But he's the King of Horror. And so we wanted to do a more bloody film and stuff, but it's not really a horror film. It's more of a thriller kind of film, I guess. And it's just really fun.
I don't know. I was pretty horrified when I saw the trailer.
But it's kind of got a good twisted message on it, because basically what it is when you harass women and stuff, you kind of get revenge. They kind of get revenge on you.
Yeah, believe me, I know that.
It's
Karma's
kind
a
of,
you-know-what.
Yeah, so it's kind of a karma film. So I don't recommend killing anyone or torturing anyone, but it just kind
I'm
of
glad
like
that
makes
you
you
clarified
think twice.
that.
Exactly.
It makes you think twice about what you do. So.
How long is that film?
It's only 7 minutes.
Oh, really?
The longest it can be is 7 minutes and under, and ours was 6 minutes and 58 seconds.
Wow.
So
Sounds
we
like our
literally
appearance on
cut it this
TV.
close. So, yeah, it was made in 48 hours completely. We wrote the script, everything in 48 hours. So it was really amazing job for just 48 hours.
Yeah, like I said, the trailer was just, it had me just right from the beginning. I was fascinated. I can't wait to see it. I mean, knowing you and seeing the role that you play just in that trailer was just, I mean, it just grabbed you. It's like, I got to see the rest of this. So.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and I've been actually playing the killer a lot lately, which is really odd.
Well, just remember, we're on your side, okay?
That's right.
Side.
Okay.
we're
so
on
Playing
your
the
side.
dark
you guys
side.
get to
That's
live.
right.
You guys get to live.
Ooh, thank goodness.
I think we're going to go to break because after we come back, I want to ask Corey whether or not a film career, Hollywood, etc., is something that is in the back of her mind.
Oh, cool.
So we're gonna come back. Here we are, stars of VANR. I got it right. I'm here with my good pals, John Stiles, Aaron Phillips, and of course the Bobcat with our princess, Corey Taylor. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, stars of VANR, starring today. The princess of VANR. I love saying that because now I know she loves Disney. Corey Taylor joins Stiles, Phillips, Cash, and JPEG. Go ahead, John.
I'll wait till we get to the questions. I have a
go
question.
ahead.
Okay. You like Disney?
Yes, I do.
You like princesses?
Yes.
Which one is your favorite?
Ah,
Oh, you know, I'm going to have to go with Disney princesses.
right. That's
So-
fine.
Yeah, but which particular princess?
Oh, I always switch back and forth, but Belle probably. I would say Belle, yeah, because she's
Because
smart.
she reads?
Yeah, she's smart and she's more independent than most of them and stuff. And I used to love Ariel, but then I recently rewatched The Little Mermaid, and I was like, you know, she's not the best.
I'll take Giselle, and we'll move on from there.
No,
I love Belle.
Belle's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Belle's
think
good.
Belle.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Okay, so movies, with horror movies. Now I'm hearing feature films. What about Hollywood? I mean, is that something that you would entertain, or is that something you would literally go after?
Well, actually, I would literally go after. I think anyone can lie to you and say no, but if you're truly into acting and stuff, you want attention. So I think Hollywood would be the most amazing thing, and I would actually really like to do it because I wouldn't want to like turn into a bad person and stuff. I would try to be my normal self, and I think that would be a really big difference in most of Hollywood, and I think it would be really cool like if people could look up to me and stuff like that, and I could be a role model and show that you can be successful by being a good person and stuff, and you don't have to get into drugs and you don't have to do all this crazy stuff to get attention. You can just be positive and good, and then you can make it that way. So I think that'd be a really cool thing to do.
Doesn't Mike Tyson, is it Mike Tyson that has a guy that walks around with him going, "You're the greatest, you're the guy, you're the cool, you're the man"? Isn't it Mike Tyson?
I imagine. I don't know
I-
anything about
Well,
that.
if you
Tell you.
become young and famous, if you hire me, I'll walk around with you and go, "Nah, you ain't that great." I'll just help keep you grounded, okay?
That sounds perfect.
So
I wouldn't mean it because we think you are great, but I'd just tell you that to help keep you grounded, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Deal.
Corey, does Momager?
Momager.
Do you love that? That's her manager, Mom. Does she have, or do you have, through your playing around with this, you have contacts for Hollywood?
Yeah, we have a lot of different people. I think a lot of people in Vegas are trying to make it to Hollywood. But what's even cool is I think Vegas is the next Hollywood because it's the perfect place to film. You have a lake. You have a community. You have casinos. You have anything you could possibly want.
You got the desert.
Yes, you have the desert. You have anything you could possibly want. The weather's pretty constant. And there's so much undiscovered talent in Vegas, and I don't think people realize that there's a whole giant film community in Vegas. And even I think in a few weeks from now, we're going to be having a red carpet premiere for my new film, Atelophobia, and it's a full feature film, and it's with Carcass Studios' Joe Lujan, who is the king of horror, and it's just going to be a really cool event. I think it's going to be at the Brendan Palms, and there's so many different red carpets constantly going on, and there's so many different film events and theaters and plays and all that. So I think there's just this whole community, and it could truly be the next Hollywood. So.
I have an idea. Let's buy a movie studio next.
Okay. We'll run this one into the ground, and then we'll go for that one.
We'll skip the TV. We'll go right to movies, okay?
There you go.
Perfect.
The WWE can do it. Why not?
Yeah.
That's right. Are you in this feature film as well?
Yes, I'm actually the star of it, which is really cool. I think it's my first starring feature film, so I'm really
Tell us a little bit
that.
about that.
Tell us about your character.
Yeah, come on.
Well, I can't give too much away, but there's a big twist, and it's kind of like Mean Girls meets Saw. So it's a very cool thing.
Holy
Of course.
And it makes you, like Ascension, it makes you think twice before you act. And I think it has a really good message. Again, please don't kill anybody or torture anybody, but it kind of makes you think twice before you act. So
Do you think that playing these kind of roles helps make you a better real person? Because maybe if you have some in you can kind of get that out by playing these types of roles and
yeah, I guess so. That would make sense. I think I kind of look at acting as like an escape and like being a completely different person. So it is cool, and I play the victim a lot. I play the killer. I play every different type of role. So I think it is kind of, and you do let your frustration out, I guess, a little bit, but not too much because you don't want to hurt anybody in the process.
You would make a perfect villain because you are the last person that anyone would ever expect to be a villain.
It's always the quiet one.
See, and I'm thinking the exact opposite. I'm thinking you should make the best, victim, nice girl, knows how to do the right thing, and the next thing you know, she's being carried off by some lunatic,
Yeah, but she's the lunatic.
Well,
that's what makes it great.
there is another film that's coming out. It's a horror film, and I get to play the victim in that one, and I get carried off by a lunatic. So I get to play all different roles, which is fun, and that's what I love about acting. You get to do whatever you want, and you get to play all different roles. So.
Somebody stole my story. I was going to write one of those.
You can write another one.
Just don't
Yeah,
do it.
we'll need some stories in the pipeline when we buy the movie studio.
Yeah, okay.
So start writing now.
Ours will be all cartoons. Don't worry about it. Just don't do
Stick
any
figures.
Just don't do any cheesy scenes like that TV commercial where you've got the 4 teenagers running. There's a car. There's a Mustang running.
I love that.
And it's like, why don't we just jump in the car and run it? No, let's go hide behind the hanging tools and the killer's standing right behind
with
them,
the chainsaw.
Yeah.
And then they
It's
say,
the truth.
let's go to the cemetery. The other kid says, good idea. I love
So,
that.
just no cheesy scenes like that. That's all.
That's Geico's best commercial.
Jeez.
No, that was hysterical.
Yeah, I love
that
it.
was hysterical.
Crazy stuff. So, when you hit it big, okay, what's going to be the first thing you're going to do with all that money?
Oh, goodness. I think, well, first of all, I think I'm going to buy my mom a house.
There you go.
What a surprise.
I know that's what everyone says. But
No, not everyone.
No.
Nice people.
I think she truly deserves it. I wouldn't be anywhere without her. And then everyone says this too, but I truly want to help the people that have helped me and always been supportive of me. And I would help out, like you guys, everyone. I try to help out every single person that has really supported me and helped me get to where I am.
So fill out the check right now.
If I had the money, I would.
Yeah, post-date it.
Okay,
Yeah, 25 years.
Hey, I'll be underground by then.
Oh,
You
good.
will
Yeah,
too.
don't say it.
Yeah.
25 years.
Just make it out to me then, because they're not going to be around.
I just want to be around to see her Oscar acceptance speech.
Yeah, really. There you go.
Thank
That would be
you.
cool, wouldn't it?
Can I bring my camera?
Yes.
What is it with this damn camera?
Camera in the schedule.
I'm
He can always
telling
got to
you.
check and he's
I'm
got to bring
telling
everything.
you.
So, geez, Louise.
Well, I got to capture it for posterity.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Unbelievable.
I want to go to break a little bit early because when we come back,
Real
I'm
fun.
gonna do a little twist on the questions because there's some I'm gonna yank out and replace. So you're listening to Stars of. Well, there's some questions in there that we ask our guests, but I don't think there's two in there that aren't.
don't
that
ask
are not
those.
appropriate.
Yeah.
So, although you are an adult almost. So anyway, you're
That
listening to
doesn't matter.
Stars of
Call
VANR.
Mama
You wanna
Joe will
call
be
Mama
kicking
Joe?
your butt.
Mama-
Yeah, let's get approval
Be
first from
fine.
Mama Joe. You're listening to Stars of VANR here on VANR. Phillips Cash Styles JPEG is here doing his thing. Bobcat, and of course, Miss Corey's in the hot seat. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Coming around the clubhouse turn, as we like to say, just as a reminder, Thursday night, 6 to 7 p.m. right here on Vegas All Night Radio, the Corey Taylor Talk Show with Miss Corey and Momager. They're on the air, and this week's guest will be Christian Salas from Band for the Cure, who we had on Vegas Unwrapped last Thursday, and an interview you did with Corey Taylor.
The other Corey Taylor.
The other
yes.
Corey Taylor, the number 2 Corey Taylor. So make sure you turn in to Corey this week. And, of course, if you miss any of Corey's shows, go to the show page here on VANR, VegasOnTheRadio.com, and you can catch any of her past shows. All right.
I'm lost.
He's lost.
Why?
He has
the
no
Corey Taylor?
He has
Yeah.
no
The
Corey
concept
Taylor
that there's
too?
another
What
Corey
is
Taylor.
going on here?
He's from Slipknot and Stone Sour, and
He's from a group, another band.
Yes,
So
yes, he's quite big. And
He's a
quite
magician.
famous.
He's a guy.
he's a little slow sometimes.
He's a
Corey,
guy.
so,
It's
you know.
okay.
What do you think? She sat and talked to herself for half
So
an hour
maybe
to
there was
interview?
a twin. Look, we didn't know she had a sister. Maybe she had a twin.
But I don't think the twin would be Corey also. What is your sister's name, by the way?
Casey.
All right.
Yes.
Corey and Casey.
Corey and Casey.
With a C or a K?
C. Yeah.
Right.
I don't think that was even purposeful. I think it just happened like that.
It's kind of happened that way.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have wanted to do your show on any other station other than VANR, would you?
Oh no.
You're very happy
absolutely.
here.
I love it.
It's
here.
helped you launch what you're doing and everything,
Yeah,
right?
no,
Okay, good.
absolutely. This is the best, the absolute best station.
That's what don't leave us. I just wanted to
I
make sure.
couldn't, trust me.
All right, here you go. Some of these questions you've already answered, so I may ask them again just so we reiterate them. Okay? But first one, who's your favorite actor?
Oh goodness, probably either Meryl Streep or Robert De Niro. It's a tie
Okay,
between those
so
two.
let's do Robert De Niro because the next one I ask is always who's your favorite actress.
Oh, okay.
And you got Meryl Streep. That's
Yes,
fine.
Okay, perfect.
You've
That's
already-
the thing in Hollywood now.
Yeah.
They
I
don't
know, they're just called
differentiate,
actors,
so-
I know.
Actors, they're
Yeah,
all
so-
actors.
I don't like it. I like being called actress, but
Yeah.
I know that's like the technical
I know, yeah,
thing,
it's
so-
politically correct.
Not
crap.
really. The Oscars are still going to stay actor and actress.
Right.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
like flight attendant, male or female. I know, it's a flight attendant.
Exactly.
All right, stewardess. Okay, again, your all-time favorite movie is?
Breaking Dawn Part 2.
And we already know who your favorite all-time musical group is?
One Direction,
And
without a doubt.
what's your all-time favorite song by One Direction?
Oh, that's a difficult. I'm going to have to go with The Night Changes,
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
All right. Cash, you've heard of that one, haven't you?
I know the group well because of, again, hanging around daughter, teenagers, and, I know them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
yes.
stuff.
Especially, and they caused quite a. Tell us about what was your opinion when one of one of the guys left. I mean, that caused some riot.
I was quite lucky because I was at home when I found out the news, and I started bawling my eyes out.
Unbelievable.
If I was at school, everyone would have absolutely filmed me, and I would have been all over YouTube like all the other kids. I was bawling.
Why do you
eyes
think
out.
that's unbelievable?
Because it's so Beatles-ish.
That's exactly what I was going to say. We
So
we come
Beatles.
from the generation of the Beatles.
You bet.
and hey, that's no surprise.
Do you think people will cry when we break up?
I will.
There'll be tears of joy. Are you kidding?
No, you guys will never break
Death
up.
do us part.
All right,
Phillips?
here's the next question.
That's right.
One thing I didn't touch on, which was in the article and something that we had found out a few months ago, you had saved up money
Yes.
to buy a car,
Yes.
and you decided to launch a radio show.
Yes.
So my next question is, what would be your all-time favorite vehicle that you would buy to own, that you would love to own?
The VW buses, the Volkswagen buses.
Really? The old
Yeah.
style?
Yeah, the old style. I
Wow.
love them. And I would paint it pink and purple.
Pink and purple.
Pink
I had
and
thought
purple.
about this before, trust me. Yes, it'd be pink and purple.
So you want the old classic, like 1960s VW bus?
Yes, but like revamped a little
Well,
bit.
sure,
So,
upgraded.
Yeah.
But the body style of the
Yeah.
old. Wow.
It'd be all
Okay.
sparkly and pink and
1966.
purple.
Yeah, there you go.
1966.
There you go. All right. What's your favorite sound?
A sound.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know.
Crashing waves? Is it a bird? Is it whatever?
Yeah, probably waterfalls. Maybe.
Okay.
I think that's really relaxful.
See, I would have guessed.
Jeez.
That's a fun one. That's a good one.
What is your favorite smell?
Oh, these are really complicated. Chocolate.
Really?
I love
There you
chocolate.
go. All right. So the smell of cooking chocolate.
Yes.
Wow. Very good. All right.
The same as mine. I don't know why.
I know, right?
I love
It's
the
like-
smell of chocolate.
What you're still young, so usually I ask this of people who have spent many years in the business world and have done a lot of different things. But if it wasn't acting and the radio and all that stuff that you love to do, what profession would you like to try sometime in your lifetime?
I think public relations is
Okay.
what I was gonna go into. If like for some reason stuff didn't work out, I think it'd be public relations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. So PR. Well, if that ever happens, let us know. We'll hire you to be
We'll
our
hire
PR
you.
Oh,
person.
cool. That'd be
So,
perfect.
so we already have.
We'd rather see you as a successful actress. then.
Right, absolutely, and then get that check when you're ready to help
Yeah.
people out.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, definitely.
come on.
Then we'll PR for you all you like.
That's right. You into sports at all?
A little bit. I like football.
Who's your favorite team?
Jets. New York Jets.
The Jets.
Oh,
You're from Vegas and you like the Jets?
My mom was born and raised in New York, so
All
I
right.
gotta go with
Go,
the Jets.
girl.
All right, all right.
Gotta
So-
go Jets.
So who's your favorite Jet player?
He's not on the team anymore, but Tebow. I loved when even though they never used him and they completely did him wrong, I still love him to death.
Well, I
so
know he's an
I'd have to
Eagle,
go with
right?
Tebow.
You know he's a Philadelphia Eagle. now.
Yeah, but I give it to him. I think he should because what the Jets did to him was really wrong. So
Okay,
yeah.
wow.
Ooh,
You accept that?
I absolutely.
Of course
I
you
think
do.
she's 100%.
Of course
right.
you do.
Yes.
Jeez Louise. All right, next question for you. What is your favorite phrase that you like to say to people to lift them up?
Just always remain positive and do what you love. And if you have negative in your life, get rid of it as best as you can and just focus on you and be the best person you can be. So, yeah.
What is your least favorite phrase that you hate hearing that just kind of curls your toes?
You can't do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think no matter who you are, you can do whatever you put your mind to. And I really believe that. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Very cool.
What's yours?
What's that?
Least favorite phrase you hear people saying?
Least favorite
Yes.
phrase? Wrestling is fake.
John?
You
Yes.
You want
real
the
serious.
truth? All right.
Real serious.
We're going under.
Okay.
What's yours?
Same every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I hate that. It's so negative. It's unbelievable.
Okay.
So,
Last
different day.
Wait.
Of-
Yeah,
yes.
SSD.
Yeah, yeah.
last question, and this is a long way off for you, but
Okay.
this is the question I ask everybody.
Okay.
When the time comes, and as we say in Jewish, 120 years from now, which means a long life for you regardless, when you're standing at the pearly gates and whoever it is greeting you there, and they open up the gates, what do you hope they say to you as they welcome you into heaven?
I would like to be reunited with the people I've lost in my life, so I would like to be them to be the first people I see and everything, and be able to hug them and stuff again.
Okay.
So yeah, because
So-
I really miss the people I
And
lost.
what would you say to them? What would be the first thing, or what would you like them to say to you? First thing.
That they love me, I think. Yeah.
Beautiful.
We'll
And I
end it
would
right
say I
there.
love them and
Good
miss
job.
them, so,
Good
yeah.
job.
What did I say? Out of the mouths of babes, man.
Absolutely.
You know?
Corey, thank you so much for coming on Stars
Thank
of
you so
VANR.
much for having me.
It's been a pleasure getting to know you a little bit more.
Thank you very
and
much.
and having you part of the VANR family is tremendous. We look forward to seeing you continue to have success, whether it's on radio, in the movies, whatever you choose to do, you're going to be successful at because
thank
you're going
you
you're
very,
going to put
very
your mind
much.
to it. So,
I love my job.
gentlemen, any closing thoughts before we say goodbye?
Just the fact that, when we bought VANR, one of the things that we were absolutely 100% committed to is to have the Corey Taylor Show remain with us and be a big part of our rule, if you will. And it's working out just fine.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Very much.
I second that. That's having quality shows like Corey and a few of the others that we have is why we do this. So
Absolutely.
thanks for being here. Thanks for sticking with us, and thanks for having the face that when we took over that you decided to stay here with us. So
Yep.
Thank
we
you
do
so much
appreciate
for
that.
having me. I really appreciate you.
Bobcat?
guys.
After working with this young lady for 2 years and producing her show on a weekly basis, I want to say to her and to everyone here, this is one classy little lady right here.
Absolutely.
And she really puts her heart into everything that she does. And it's always a pleasure to see her come in the studio on Thursday. She's
Absolutely.
one classy little lady.
You know, I'm just going to close on this note before we say goodbye. You know, our society today needs as many positive role models as we can because there's too much negative garbage that's out there. We read it on Facebook, we hear about it in the news, we read it in the newspaper, Twitter, everything. There's too much negative. Our society needs as many positive people, whether it's an adult, whether it's a young lady like Corey, but if ever there's somebody to listen to follow on the positive note, to make a difference in someone's life, it's Corey Taylor. Listen to her every Thursday night, 6 to 7 p.m. right here on Vegas All Night Radio. Be sure to join us next Tuesday, same time. Somebody will be our guest. We're not sure yet because it's a new month. But join us this Thursday when Evan Green from LVIP Dining will be joining us, talking about the cocktail party that we're going to be at tomorrow night, hosting and launching over at Tivoli Village. Food. Thank you for listening to Stars of VANR.